to be a multi-millionaire, and again he asked him to retire to the same village. That's what he was already doing. So your inner peace and happiness does not guarantee money. The money does not guarantee inner peace and happiness. It could give you kind of a happiness to a certain degree. So we all have to understand this point. That's why Prince Siddhartha became a monk at the age of 29. At the age of 35 he was enlightened. From 35 to 80 he taught people, millions of thousands of people, what he had discovered. That's why Buddhism has been pretty popular and spreading rapidly in this part of the world for the last 100 years. In the United States, in Europe, Australia and New Zealand, it's been very popular. Maybe you don't know, most of the celebrities in Hollywood are Buddhist. They practice Buddhism. Most of them. Richard J is called Hollywood monk. That's his nickname. Jennifer Lopez, Angelina Jolie, Madonna, they all practice Buddhism. The reason for that, the Buddhist aim and its methodology. Buddhism has been spreading rapidly in this part of the world because there are two major reasons: its aim and its methodology. The Buddha never ever said that unsatisfactoriness or suffering happens due to outside things. The Buddha said they occur from your own mind. To compress what he discovered, he brought it to a very convenient framework. That framework is called the Four Noble Truths. He said there is suffering. The basic existence of our life. If there is suffering, there should be a reason or a root cause for that. And then, if there is a cause or a root, there must be an end of suffering. If there is suffering, if there is the Buddha did not stop that saying that there is suffering, that's it. No. The Buddha said, if there is suffering, there should be a way to arise this suffering and to end this suffering. And to end this suffering, the Buddha had shown a very clear path. It is called the Noble Eightfold Path. So he preached this, the beginning point of suffering and the end point of liberation. To preach these 2 points, the Buddha has introduced and showed a very clear path. It is called the Noble Eightfold Path. Starting with right understanding or right view about the nature of our life, the true nature of our life. Then right view and right understanding, and to undertake the mental training. And then there are 3 ethical factors. That's right livelihood, right action and right effort, right action and right speech. And then to the mental training, right effort, we call it Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kamman, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayam, right effort, Samma Sati, right mindfulness, and Samma Samadhi, right concentration. When all these factors come to the full majority, it is called Nirvana. It is called enlightenment. When you hear this word, the enlightenments, especially when we talk to the young kids, if I just tell them, about Nirvana, they ask me, what is that, Nirvana? Because, when you hear the mystic words, it gives you kind of a good feeling. But we had to simplify what actual Nirvana means. Let me relate this story too from the same monk, the Australian monk. This Australian monk was originally, he was born in London actually. He was originally a Christian. And then he was a physicist. He's a physicist. And he was, as a young man, he was so interested in religion. One day, he went to the church and asked the priest of the church, Can you actually tell me what God means? Here's the question, what God means. You know what the priest said? God means beyond words, beyond explanation, inexplicable, ungroundable, ungraspable, it transcends. He was confused. Then he went to the temple and he asked the monk of the temple, can you actually tell me what nirvana means? You know what the monk said? Nirvana? Beyond words, beyond explanation, cannot be explained in words, ungraspable, untouchable, ungroundable, it is transcendent. He was more confused. Finally, he became a monk, and he has given a very nice example for young people, especially to understand what nirvana means. He says like this. You might have heard it before, but let me relate this story for your further information if you already know. He says, 5 children played a wishing game. 5 children played a wishing game. The child who has made the best wish has won the game. So they got 5 children and played a wishing game. The child who made the best wish has won the game. They asked the first child, if you had a wish, what would it be? The first child said, if I had a wish, I would wish for an ice cream. It was a summer day. It was a hot day. That child thought an ice cream gonna make him happy. Then he was silent. And they asked the second child, if you had a wish, what would it be? The second child said, if I had a wish, I would wish for an ice cream factory, so I can have as many ice creams as I want, and also I can share with my friends. Then the first child thought, oh, I lost the game. I would have had that wish instead of one ice cream. So I lost the game. Then they asked the third child, if you had a wish, what would it be? The third child said, if I had a wish, I would wish for $1 billion, so I can buy an ice cream factory, and also I'm gonna buy McDonald's, so I can have as many hamburgers as I want. My mom cannot say no because I own the company. And later I'm gonna buy a school, so I can get good grades. One day I'm gonna buy a university, so I can get a degree for myself. You can do a lot of things with $1 billion. Then the second child thought, oh, I would have that wish. I lost the game. And they asked the fourth child, if you had a wish, what would it be? You know what the fourth child said? If I had a wish, I would wish for 3 wishes. Number 1, I would wish for an ice cream factory. Number 2, I would wish for $1 billion. Number 3, I would wish for 3 more wishes so I can go forever. Even if you are done with the $1 billion, you still got 3 more wishes left. You can use one out of those 3 wishes. And that one of those wishes can be used to buy another ice cream factory and $1 more billion, and also to have 3 more wishes. So I have 5 wishes now. If I'm done with that $1 billion, I still got 5 wishes left, so I can use one of them. Then I can make it 8, 12, to 15, so I can go forever. The third child thought, oh, I'm such a stupid. I would have had that wish. He's the man, he's the genius. And they asked the fifth child, if you had a wish, what would it be? The fifth child said, if I had a wish, I would wish that I was so content. If I had a wish, I would wish that I was so content. If you are content, if you are satisfied, enough, you don't need anymore. The fifth child is the Buddha. The fifth child is the Nirvana. The fifth child is the God. The fifth child is the salvation. The fifth child has won the game. We are running after all these materialistic things because we cannot be satisfied easily. So this is your present life, you have another life, you have another life. Someday if you could stop this life cycle, we don't need any more wishes. We are done. We are done. As long as we are not satisfied or content, the unsatisfactoriness is in there. So your karma plays a major role in your life. Though you believe or not, as I said last time, though you understand or not, though you accept or not, the natural law of karma is going to follow you, offering you happiness when you do good and offering you bad when you do bad. So, you don't have to depend on karma alone. There are many other things that can cause you suffering, the natural disasters. But in the meantime, your karma plays a major role in your life. That's why the Buddha said there are many ways of affecting your karma. So purify your mind. The mind becomes polluted due to foreign things, but it's still got the potentiality to purify your mind by practicing meditation, charity, or whatever. Even if you're stressful, just forget about it, because don't think that your stress is going to be permanent. If everything on the planet is impermanent, how come your problems are going to be permanent? If everything is impermanent, when we talk about other things, we just say, oh, everything is temporary, everything is temporary. And we use a term, anicca, anitya, we just use that term. But when it comes to your problems, you think, oh, my problems are going to be forever. No. Happiness, sadness, stress, and a stress-free life, they all are temporary. It's like seasons. It's like winter, fall, summer, spring. Some seasons are shorter, some seasons are longer. Some stresses could be kind of longer, but they are not permanent. That's what the Buddha said. Try to stay in the present moment. Be mindful on your breath. In the bed, when you work, when you do something, be mindful. When you're being mindful on your breath, you don't have time to think about those things because you're busy with your breath. It's pretty hard to be mindful, so you're very busy. You don't have time to think about other things, other problems. So, do as much as charity or good karma you could do. Then you can enlighten other people's lives. And also you can be happy, or you can be enlightened yourself by helping others. Then finally, you're going to live a very peaceful life. The present life, future lives. And one day, you can find your salvation. It is called Nirvana. So I believe this is great. Pretty much, I believe it's like almost 40 minutes. You were gathered in here to share merits with your departed son, departed brother, departed friends, late Mr. Dumindu Meegahawatte. Let's share the merits right now. By the power of the good karma we have come here, may the Devas share this merits, divine power. May the Devas be well and happy. May the Devas will protect you. May their protection be upon you all down your life. May the Devas, the divine power, the deities, realize the greatest happiness of Nibbana, says Sadhu. And then we have accumulated a lot of good karma, good thoughts in our hearts. So our hearts are overflowing with good things, good thoughts. Let's share these good thoughts with your departed son, departed brother, departed friend who said goodbye to you exactly 3 months ago. May late Mr. Dumindu Meegahawatte share these merits. May my son, may my brother be well, happy and peaceful. May he find a wonderful rebirth. Eventually, may my son, may my brother, may my friend late Mr. Dumindu Meegahawatte attain the greatest happiness of Nibbana. Say Sadhu, please. Recite Idam Me Nyati Hotu 3 times to share the merits. by the power of the good karma you have done here today, Mr. Kumar Meegahawatte, Mr. Meegahawatte, Shadidu Meegahawatte, may you all be well, happy and peaceful. May the Buddha bless you, Dharma Sangha bless you. May you all the participants, attendants of this ceremony today be well, happy and peaceful. May you be free from all the difficulties. May you be able to do a lot of good karma, good things, enrich your life, and eventually may you be able to find your greatest happiness of Nibbana. Say sadhu, please. By the power of the good karma we have done here, may Somana Hamdu and all the monks of the temple be well, happy and peaceful. In order to bless them, please say sadhu, please. Let's share the merits with the deities. Just follow me, please. Akasattha ca Bhummatta Deva Naga Mahiddhika Punyantam Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Loka. Akasattha ca Bhummatta Deva Naga Mahiddhika Punyantam Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Desanam. Akasattha Punyantam Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Mam Paranti. හැමදෙනාම ඕම වෙනගන්න. අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං වද්දා පචායනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්ති ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සම්පatti සග්ග සම්පatti මේව අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පatti ඉමිනාතේ සමිච්ඡතු. May the Buddha bless you all.
සිද්ධ කිරීම සඳහා තුන්වන්ගේ ආශිර්වාදයෙන් දෙවියන්ගේ රැකවරණය සැලසේවා කියලා සාදුකාර කරමු. ඒ වගේම මේ රැස්වලගත්තා පුණ්‍ය ධර්මයේ ශක්තිය විශේෂයෙන්ම භාව ප්‍රාප්ත මේ දුමින්දු මීගාවත්ත පුදුම වංශීපත් කරලා තෙමස් පූර්ණ පින්කම් මේ සිදු කරලා ලබන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මේ සියලු රැස්වලගත්තා පුණ්‍ය ධර්මයන් දුමින්දු මීගාවත්ත පුදුම වන්දනු අද දවසේ මේ ස්ථානට සම්බන්ධ වූ සියලු නාගේම නවින් මේ පරිලෝකීය ඥාතීන්ට මේ පින් දහම් වල ශක්තිය සැලසේවා. මේ පින් අත්දීමෙන් ඒ සෑම දෙනෙක්ම උතුම් නිවන් සම්පත් ලැබේවා කියලා සාදු කරනවා.